So this is my camera bag, and there are a few things in there that never leave it, and that for good reason, because some of those things can be a true lifesaver. For example, the first thing is my SD card, or like any SD card. I have a dedicated backpack SD card. It's always in my camera bag. It has like this extra pouch for SD cards, and it's always in there. And that's what I would recommend you to do, because these things are like super light, super compact, and it really is super easy to always have one in your camera bag. If your main SD card or the main SD cards you're using are like super expensive or like very fast, then you can also go ahead and buy one of these. But I just have a random one in my camera bag. It's not like the fast one, it's like 32 gigabytes and a V30. So it's nothing special, but it just gives me peace of mind that in case one of my SD cards is full or it breaks down on me, then I always have a separate one, like a separate one except for the other ones I carry with me, because this is always in there and I don't even have to think about if I have like an extra SD card with me. And it just gives you a peace of mind, and you never really worry about running out of space or just what happens if my SD card fails on me. So always have a spare one with you. Okay, so the second thing is a rubber band. I know it's gonna sound weird, but hear me out. I always have a rubber band with me, and if you use a lot of filters like me, then you really should too, because these can really come in handy. You know when you screw on a filter and at first it's like loose, so you can just unscrew it whenever you want, but after you shoot and after you're finished shooting, then you try to unscrew it, but it's just super stuck and you can't get it off, and yeah, that happened to me a lot. So the way you use these rubber bands is super easy. You just put it like on the side of the filter and use it for extra grip, and then you can easily unscrew it. It works almost every time. And also these things are like free, because at my place at least we have like a drawer full of rubber bands, and it's super easy. Just take one of them. I think everyone has spare rubber bands. Just take one of them, always have it in your camera bag. It's super easy, super compact, and it's just basically free. So you should always have one in your camera bag. So the next item, or like the items, are spare batteries. These can be super, super important. I always have at least one extra one with me, even when I know that I'm probably not going to run through the one I have in my camera. But it just gives me an ease of mind, because I'm always thinking about, okay, should I switch off my camera now? Because I know in the next 2 to 3 minutes I'm not going to take any photos. So I should probably save battery life, and on and on. It's just super annoying. So I always have at least one spare with me, so I don't have to think about that. The ones I have here are not original Sony batteries. They're from a brand called Nuber, but they work just as well, have the same battery capacity, and they are cheaper. And also they come with this super convenient charger that has like an indicator on how full the batteries are, so you don't have to guess and take them out and put them in the camera and just guess if they're full or not. And I always have them topped off, that way I don't have to think about if they're full or not, and they're also always in my camera bag. And it just gives you a peace of mind, so you don't have to think about battery life and whatnot, and you're always ready to take pictures, so they're really important. If you enjoyed the video so far, make sure to hit that like button. I would really appreciate it. And while you're down there, make sure to comment if you would like to see what's in my camera bag video. Okay, so on to item number 4. And that is this cleaning rocket. I actually don't know how you really call it, but I just call it rocket because it looks like a rocket. If you don't know what this thing is, it's like compressed air, like do it yourself. You just press on it and compressed air comes out of here. So you really want to use this if you have like dirt or dust on your camera sensor or front element. And that is because you really don't want to touch your sensor. And with this, you can shoot like this compressed air on the sensor and get rid of the dust and whatever's on there. And also, it's kind of the same thing with lenses. I know you can use a microfiber tower, but the first thing I do is use this rocket to clean the dirt off, because that is the least invasive way to clean your front element. And as you can see, this thing in comparison to my face is pretty big. So I know that in some of your camera bags, space is at a premium. So there are also the same rockets, blow thingies, in like a smaller size form. So if you don't have one of these already and you don't really have a lot of space in your camera bag, I would definitely recommend you to get a smaller one. My dog is saying hello. Hey, you want to be in the video? Okay, no. Okay, where was I? So if you don't already have one of these, I would definitely recommend you to get a smaller one because they just take up less space and work just as well. You can just throw it in your camera bag and not be concerned about if this thing is going to take up too much space. So definitely get a smaller one if you don't already have one. Okay, so the next item, I actually really don't know how to call it, but it can really come in clutch. If you know what it's called, then go ahead and comment that down below. I would really be interested. I actually got this when I bought a filter set a while ago, but I just had it in my drawer for most of the time. But lately I really come to appreciate it. So the use case for this is really simple. When you have something on your camera or on your front element that you can't get rid of with a rocket, then you use this thing. It has two sides to it, so you could choose which one is better for the surface you want to clean. This thing can really come in handy because it's super compact. It's like the size of a bigger pen, and it really takes up no space in your camera bag. For me, it's better than a microfiber towel because the microfiber towel really gets dirty when you throw it around in your camera bag and when you drop it. But if you drop this thing, it's like more protected. But if you have something on your sensor that you can't get rid of with your rocket, then don't use this thing. It can potentially damage your sensor, so don't use it. Just use a dedicated sensor cleaning kit for that. But for any other kind of dirt or debris on your camera, this thing is perfect, so go ahead and use that. And that's it. That's all the 5 essentials for your camera bag. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that like button and consider subscribing. Also, watch this video because it might really interest you.